Hey everybody, Heather from Hooked on Pickin here. I am on live today to talk about tips and tricks and starting small and growing your business. I had some people comment on my Facebook page about what they would like me to discuss, and we were having some internet issues earlier today on a live stream, and so I jumped on this one. Hopefully it will be much better, but I wanted to say a big thank you to my patrons. Go ahead and give me a shout out if you jump on live. We'd love to say hi to you. Those of you who are exclusively my patrons, I love it. You get fun perks like your name and lights and reseller guides and consultation phone calls just for being my patrons. And I also do the occasional live back and forth Q&A just exclusively for my patrons. So that's something that's really fun. If you'd like to donate, go ahead and donate. You can hit that donate button and buy me a coffee if you'd like. But let's get past all that, and I wanted to ask you guys how did you like the video we put out in place of our live stream last week? I was on vacation, and so we put out a video with my hubby and I. If you haven't seen it yet, it's totally how we started, just an interview with him and I. You actually get to see what he looks like, and he gets to be on camera, and so check that out if you haven't. I'll try to tag it at the end of the video after the live stream is done, so if you're watching this after the fact, you'll be able to see that at the end of the video. And so that gives a lot of detailed information of how we started from like just having $300 to building our own building and then running this as a full-time business. So we got some people on live already?
Yes. Lisa says, welcome back. Thank you, Lisa, for hanging in there with us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hopefully it's much better, Lisa. Yeah. Jenny says, hi from New York. Lisa says she's from Connecticut. Always Right says it's way better now. Thumbs up. Thank you, Always Right, for hanging in there too. James Watson says hi.
Awesome.
Lisa says it's perfect.
Great.
That is rare for us, but we'll take it. Go ahead.
Awesome. And so I also put out on my Facebook page, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? On my live streams, I do this mainly because this is for you. This is your opportunity to ask me questions about anything in the reselling world. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. If I do know, I'll give you my expert opinion. I don't think I'm an expert, but I definitely have experience in this world. And so I had put out a question on my Hooked on Pickin Facebook page. Check that out if you haven't been there yet. And asked, hey, I'm going live. What do you guys want to hear about? And so I'm going to kind of address that, a few of the questions that came through. One of the things that we were talking about before we kind of dropped on our previous live feed, so I'm going to kind of reiterate because I'm sure you didn't get the full answers, was Tina Mora asked, for me to address inflated MSRPs from liquidation companies, or it's the manufacturer's retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price is what the MSRP is. Basically, it's the number that's on the sticker when you go to a retail store. And you need to be aware that liquidators are just simply they're not doing anything wrong, but they're simply taking that number that they see on the sticker and they're putting it in their manifest. Now, you know, when you go to Penny's and you see an $80 dress, do you pay $80 for it? Not even in the retail store do you pay the $80. Generally, it's 40% off, 30% off, 25% off, and you pay a cheaper price. And so be aware of that when pricing your items for Poshmark, for eBay, for Amazon, all of those things. Just make sure you look at those manifests and do your own research so that you know exactly what you want to price your item for. My recommendation is, if you're looking at a bulk case for $3,000 suggested retail price, maybe you're going to pay a couple $100 for it when you buy it, but it says $3,000 suggested retail price, you're looking to make as a reseller right around 25% of the suggested retail price. That's generally the ballpark that I kind of put in my brain. I also make sure I look through the manifest and do my own research based on the UPCs and the titles myself. I go onto Amazon, I go onto eBay, and I research what they have there on the manifest to kind of come up with my own guesstimated profit that I'm going to get before I even click that buy button. And so that's something that I would recommend. We got more people on live?
Yes. Tracy says Michigan here. So,
awesome. Like my shirt?
Yeah, that's right. Heather's a Michigander. Jeanette Nancy Scott says hello.
Awesome.
Lisa says laugh out loud, perfect wife. Yes, Heather is the perfect wife. Terry's Angel says hello, Heather and Paul.
Awesome.
Jennifer R says hey there from California. Couple video was terrific.
Awesome.
Gina says, did you get my question? Gina, I don't think we did. That's
No.
all the intermittent issues we had.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead and just retype it in the comment
if
section
you
below.
would.
Yep.
Sorry, Gina. And let's see. Charles says, hi, Heather and Paul from Wyoming.
Awesome.
Always Right says, how soon do you sell and post holiday items on Amazon or website, items like 4th of July and Halloween?
I would generally, if it's on Poshmark, it doesn't cost any posting fees. So if you want to put it on now, you can. But I would say 3 months prior to that actual season, I would put it on. Because most people who want Christmas items buy it generally at the beginning of November. So about 2 months out from the actual Christmas date. Same thing with Halloween. They buy about a month to a month and a half out ahead of that actual holiday. So
Always Right, a good rule of thumb is look when Walmart or your local stores start putting out their decorations. They've done the research and spent lots of money doing that research. And you can say, when they put out the Christmas stuff, I put out the Christmas stuff.
That's a genius idea. See, my hubby's so smart.
I am so smart, yes. And so humble. Let's see, Michelle says, hello. I think it's Michelle. Yep, it says, hello, Heather and Paul from Idaho.
Awesome.
And then Pamela Berry says, hello from Ohio.
Perfect. All right. We want to definitely get some thumbs up. Let's see if we can, how many we're at right now?
We're at 4.
We're at 4 thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up button. It makes it available for more people to see if you put that higher. So let's try to get to a goal of 15 right now. If you can't find the thumbs up button, you have to close the live chat for a minute, hit that thumbs up button, and then jump back into the live chat. So if you're watching on your phone. All right. So another question that we got was... First off, Melanie got on my Facebook page and she asked, when you started small, I'm reading off to the side, which is why I'm looking off to the side. When you started small, why did I start? And did it benefit my family and others? Okay, so we started very, very small. And the initial reason we started was to basically buy diapers. So my husband was at a very small church in Iowa. Literally, the town had 68 people. Not lying, only 68 people. So when we moved away with our family of 5, there was a dramatic population decrease. But anyway, so we love being in ministry. We love serving others. We know there's not a lot of money in it. And so the main reason we started reselling, we started reselling some of our textbooks from college, and we started going to auctions and reselling items. That's kind of how we started. And it was mainly just to get a little bit of extra cash so we could do the occasional go out to dinner. And that's really how it started. And then we realized this is actually lucrative. And so we can not just go out to dinner, but now we can do a weekend getaway, and then the weekend getaway turned into let's pay for our whole week-long vacations. And that my business pays for our week-long vacations every year. We could not go on vacation with our family of 5, where 2 of our kids are now considered adults every time we buy tickets somewhere. Way more expensive. And so now basically my income pays for all of that. And yes, it does benefit my family. It benefits others. I'm able to give more based off of my income and help those in need anonymously and not, and not worry about the finances. We also do things, yes, personally for our own family. It's become an income whereby we pay extra on our mortgage so that we don't have to pay our mortgage as long. We pay off our cars faster, things like that. Currently, we don't carry a car payment. And so things like that we get to benefit from simply because we get the extra added income. And it's slowly grown over time. Okay, and then James Van started with the question that says, reselling experts, he put in quotes, why are they trying to make things so complicated? And a lot of you have said, I'm refreshing because I just say it how it is. A lot of people talk about all of the tools necessary for reselling, and it's just not the truth. You don't need a lot of stuff to start reselling. I have had people that I've been on consultation phone calls that have, gone out and they've bought the Dymo printer, and they have bought, extra monitors and a new desktop and all of those things. You don't need any of that to resell. For the most part, when it comes to reselling, especially if you're going to do Poshmark, you got a smartphone, you can do Poshmark. I would recommend definitely having a printer because you will have to print labels whenever you ship. But if you have a printer and a smartphone that prints to the printer, you can do this business. And so you don't need all the bells and whistles to start. If you guys have comments about this, please go ahead and let me know. We've got some more people that jumped on live.
Yeah, Michelle says, I know you didn't sell on eBay as much better as you are having trouble sell on eBay as things slow for you as well. Are things slow for you on eBay? I'm sorry, Mike.
Yes.
I probably read it wrong.
eBay has slowed down, and I think part of the reason is because there's not as much traffic on eBay, because less people are selling on eBay, because the fees have definitely dramatically increased. Fees have gone up on eBay, and then when you combine those with the PayPal fees, they're pretty close to what you pay on Amazon FBA. I mean, Amazon FBA is still higher fees, but you get so much more traffic on Amazon than you do on eBay. I kind of reserve eBay for the weird and obscure. That sells the best on eBay. People looking for good deals. And so if you're just wanting to offload something that you don't have the platform to sell it on, eBay is a great place to put it. I still do sell quite a bit on eBay. I think I currently have right around 30 listings on eBay right now. And they, it fluctuates depending on what I get in liquidation boxes. eBay is also a safe place to sell anything that's not in pristine, perfect condition, because then you can put in condition notes. Yeah, we have more comments.
Gina says, I'm having trouble relisting on eBay. It says I have 500 plus unsold items when I only have 210 items. I get a lot of double listings. What am I doing wrong? I'm ready to give up.
Okay, what I would suggest for you to do is call eBay and find out what is your listing limitations, because a lot of times with new sellers, or if you don't have a 100% seller rating, they limit your listings and the amount that you're allowed to have. And so go to your pages manager, shoot me an email. I can kind of walk you through how you find that information out, where your limits are, because I had a time where I was limited in the amount of listings I was allowed to have, and then it eventually grew as my eBay store became much more productive and I got all this positive feedback. So send me an email at hookedonpickin@gmail.com. I can kind of walk you through how to find those limitations on your own eBay page.
Gina, also, if you do 7-day auctions, the 500 plus unsold items is based on a 30-day count.
Yes.
So if you only have 210 items, but you're doing that at 7-day auctions, you're looking at the same item twice in the 500 unsold items.
Yes. So you might want to switch to doing buy it now. So that might help your situation on specific items, so that you're not hitting that 500 limit. But yeah, it is in a 30-day time frame. Thank you for bringing that up.
Melinda says, hello, Paul and Heather from Minnesota.
Awesome. Hi.
Always Right says, I know this has nothing to do with reselling, but when it comes to buying a used or new car, which one is best for a first-time driver? Well, used, of course.
Still buy my new car. I won't even buy a new car, and I'm not a first-time driver.
Our son, it will turn 16 in 2 years. There's no way I'd buy him a new car. He's just going to make mistakes. He's going to have his first little fender bender, that kind of thing.
He's going to park too close to somebody in Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
And the door's going to get hit.
So,
it's just going to happen.
I would do use something decent,
Yeah. It needs to have a reliable engine, reliable steering, and reliable brakes. Everything else I don't care about.
Yeah. So my first car was a 1972 Dodge Dart. I loved it, but the brakes didn't work every time. Moving on. Jennifer R. says, Gina Lingau, on eBay, look at your unlisted items and make sure you delete the unsold listings, but not the listing you have listed. Hope that makes sense. I think I get where she's going with that. Wallace says, hi, you're back. Yes, Wallace. Thank you for hanging in there, man. Awesome. Thank you so much. Kelly BP Fam says, I always thumbs up your channel before even watching. That's nice.
Yay.
God bless your videos, helping people with info to start getting extra money that you need. God bless your help. Thank you, Kelly.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. How many thumbs up are we at?
17.
17. So we went past the 15. Let's see if we can hit 25.
There you go.
All right.
Pamela Berry says, Gina Lingau, eBay automatically relist items, so anything relisted will show as unsold. Correct. Always right. 3 smiley face, tears, laughing, crying, thanks. I never know what that emoji is. Melinda says,
it's the cry laugh.
That's what it is?
Yes.
I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Okay. Melinda says, I totally agree about the used car. My daughter's 21, and I would get her a used car also. Gina says, okay, thanks. I appreciate the info. Jennifer R. and Heather and Paul.
Awesome. All right. Also, I did want to let you know that at 1 o'clock today, I'm going to put out a what sold on Poshmark after my vacation. And so I talk a little bit about being on vacation and how that affected my Poshmark sales. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Tomorrow, I have also made a video on how to list on Inventory Lab. through your Amazon seller account. And so those of you who are interested in Inventory Lab, you can check that out. It's just my own personal one. It's not affiliated with anybody. I just had a lot of people ask, how do I list using Inventory Lab? And what are the differences between Inventory Lab and Amazon Seller? You can kind of see when you see that video tomorrow at noon. So check that out. Also, I have reseller guides that you guys know that I sell that help you sell on Amazon, eBay, and then if you go thrifting or flea marketing or whatever, I have a big long list of things that I always look for when doing that. But I want to know, would you guys be interested, since I've got a lot more experience on Poshmark, would you like me to make a reseller card that has or a PDF that I can just flat email you, that would have all of the good brands to sell on Poshmark and how popular they are? Currently right now, I have sold 2,100 items on Poshmark for a total of $15,000. And so I do have a little bit of history in this, but I'm looking into possibly compiling a list for you guys of what's worked for me, what I see as super beneficial, some of the top selling brands, things that you can look for if you're a Poshmark exclusive seller. So just let me know if that would be something that you would be interested in, and I'll go back through the comments and make sure that I see and he can read them as well. Yes.
Joy Kate Edo says, hello, please, how can I make this kind of business in France? I'm very interested.
Oh, okay. Well, you can always sign up for a consultation phone call. I don't know about the French market, but I do know they have Amazon in France, and I believe they have eBay in France. And so a discussion on a consultation call would probably help me to be able to navigate that question for you a little bit better.
Melinda says, we as resellers are doing so much to help the environment. We buy our items from places that may otherwise end up in landfills.
Absolutely.
Kudos to you for helping the environment.
Yeah, and I do know that some of the liquidation places do also donate to shelters and homes to keep they recycle a lot. And so a lot of the liquidation companies I buy from do that as well.
Gina Lingau says yes. I think she's saying yes
for the Poshmark.
Being interested.
Reseller guide.
Yep. Kelly says, why does Amazon have such a limited sales platform? A limited sales platform.
Yeah. Oh, as far as maybe resellers being limited.
Oh,
when you initially start as a reseller, they kind of want to test the waters with you a little bit, I believe. And so they give you a limited platform, but you can request approval to be opened up in different categories as your account gets older and stronger and a history of good selling is manifested on that. So go ahead and try to request approval. It does not cost your account anything to request approval into new categories. And anytime I get the option, I always request approval for an item that I may not be approved in selling right away. So just click that request approval. I also have videos coming out on how to do that, I believe next week, on how to walk you through how to request approval and get ungated in categories you're not currently ungated in.
Always Right says, can you post some more videos on you unboxing boxes and items? I noticed you slowed down doing that.
Part of the reason is I wanted to give some how-to videos. I was getting a lot of clamoring from you guys for how-to videos, and so I put a lot of those out last week. Mainly also, too, I was on vacation, and so I can't unbox while I'm on vacation because I'm on vacation. Yeah. But yes, I've got some unboxing videos actually already coming out. I've got one from a new liquidator called Smash Lots. Actually, they're being rebranded as Honcho Wholesale, Honcho Wholesale. And so check that out. That one is going live on Monday. And so I do have some unboxings coming up. I still have part of a Via Trading pallet that I'm going to unbox. And I actually am in the works of getting about 4 to 5 more pallets for Via Trading right now. And I have a bulk pallet en route to be delivered here in the next 3 or 4 days. So you will be seeing some new unboxings very, very soon. And so hopefully those will be helpful. I know I did a lot of how-to videos, but hopefully the whole channel is helping everybody.
Always Right says, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, because I buy a lot of my shipping supplies off of that. It's just cheaper. And so yes, I have Amazon Prime. Plus I like to watch the Amazon Prime free videos.
Wallace says, did you find out what was wrong with your live chat? Yep, Wallace, yes. I think we got it figured out.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is a clear video for you.
Yes, yes.
Joe Harrell says, love all your advice. Started selling on Poshmark in February and just sold my 100th item.
Yay, go you.
Yes, would love more advice on selling on Poshmark.
Okay,
so
great.
Those cards might be good.
I will be in the works of putting a brand list and, for Poshmark.
Yep. Melinda asks, have you been buying from Blue Lots?
I have gotten items from Blue Lots. I have not bought recently. I, to be honest, haven't looked at their website in a little while. I'm glad you brought them up because I may go ahead and peruse their website as well.
Melinda's just saying congratulations, Joe. That's awesome. Cool Bean says, hi again from San Antonio. You sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher for a bit there. Laugh out loud.
That's awesome.
Cool Beans, glad y'all back. Yes, we are glad too.
Perfect. How many thumbs up are we at?
21.
21 thumbs up. If you can't find your thumbs up button, just go ahead and close the live chat for a second. Hit that thumbs up button and come back.
Yep. Let's see. Wallace says, yes, it is. I'm trying to remember what the
yes is for the Poshmark.
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Angela Anderson says, what is the best liquidation company for shipping prices?
For shipping prices, it's what would you say? Via Trading, probably?
Via Trading now.
Well, when it comes to shipping pallets, I would say Via Trading has the cheapest prices. I've gotten, because I buy so many at once, I'll buy like 4 pallets. I can get the pallets shipped around $120 to $150. Bulq has a flat rate of $200. As far as manifested loads, I like Bulq much better. And so you kind of just have to be picky on what you choose. It depends really on the category you're choosing in, because some people like the household goods items or the general merchandise items from Via Trading better than they do Bulq. Some people like Bulq better than Via Trading. So you kind of got to, just buy from both and see which one you like better. I also have a Via Trading, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I also have a Via Trading hooked promo code that you can use if you've never bought from them. It gives you $50 off $250 or more.
Don Flannery says Blue Lots is now source.com. They've been rebranded.
Okay.
That might be why I haven't seen them in a while.
Source.com. Good to know.
Always Right says, this is a random question, but which one is better, a Sam's Club or Costco membership? Which one is better? Okay, Always Right. I have tested this theory as a reseller, and I thought at one time that you could have a Sam's Club membership, go buy stuff and flip it. Not quite.
No, it's too expensive.
I think it's still just not quite there.
There's just not enough room. I mean, it's good if you're like a vending machine business and you're buying all your chips and stuff, because you can get it for 20 to 30 cents per bag cheaper than you can off the Walmart shelf. But 20 to 30 cents is not enough room for a reseller.
There might be somebody out there that can make money on Sam's Club. You would think you could, but I have not been able to actually make that work.
And also, I'd love for you guys as viewers to weigh in on this. We don't have a Costco near us, and so we can't make the comparison. But you as viewers, what would you say, Costco or Sam's Club?
Right. Anyway, Wallace says the yes it was that you're clear and all good on your video.
Awesome.
Melinda says, Don, yes, I saw that. I had problems purchasing from them. They wouldn't accept my debit card.
For Sam's Club? Sam's Club for a while wouldn't take Visa. And I don't know if they still don't or not. And so I think they take MasterCard, American Express, and all those, and Discover. But for a while, they would not take Visa. I do know that.
Late Blooming Entrepreneur says, hello.
Hello. Good to have you on live.
Kelly BP Fam says, if you hit the thumbs down button, hit it 2 times. Okay.
If you accidentally hit thumbs down, hit it again and it unthumbs down.
I got you.
Is that how you say that?
I don't know. You've hit your 25 thumbs up.
Yay, go. All right.
Let's see. Gina says, how much for consultation calls?
$35 for 30 minutes, $60 for an hour. And then I do have an hour and a half, but I talk very fast. So if you want to talk an hour and a half, go for it. But most people generally buy the 30 to 60 minute ones, either one of those. So check it out. It's on hookedonpickin.com. You'll find the consultation phone calls right there on the main page.
Yep. Angela Anderson says, thank you for all your help. For Real Girl 42 says, I buy stuff from Sam's and flip it, but it's only during Christmas holidays. That's good.
Yeah, kind of like thinking. Walmart. Yeah.
I did not try that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Late Blooming Entrepreneur says, prices at both Sam's and Costco are about the same here.
Okay.
Great. For Real Girl 42, Sam's takes all cards now.
Oh, good.
Always Right says, I say Sam's Club. The prices seem to be a little lower.
Okay. Good. Thanks for weighing in on that, guys. That was super helpful.
We are officially caught up.
Okay, great. So I originally titled this Tips and Tricks Starting Small and Then Growing Your Business. And I wanted to address this issue because I had a couple of questions of how I started small and growing it in general. And I wanted to keep you guys from making the mishaps of jumping in with too much invested, and it's not needed. So I initially started my business with $300. If you want to see the full starting the business story, check out my video I just put out. It's a thumbnail of me and my hubby, and we both discuss how he started the business, and then I kind of took it over from there. So check that out, and hopefully those of you who have watched it really enjoyed it. I'll try to tag it at the end of this video after the live feed is done. But starting your business small, here are things you do not need, but people feel like you do, okay? You don't need a Dymo printer. You don't need a subscription to Inventory Lab. You don't need 3 monitors like I have over here. You don't need a big building, and you don't have to start by ordering pallets, okay? Those are things you do not need, okay? You need, if you're gonna sell on Amazon, you have to sign up for a seller account, which is a subscription-based account. I believe the cheapest one is around 20 bucks. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I have that wrong, but I believe the cheapest one is 20 bucks. You don't need the Amazon Seller Pro account. Okay, you don't have to get the most expensive one. You do need a printer. You do need a smartphone, okay? Because that's going to keep you engaged in your business even when you're not, at your physical residence. You do need Wi-Fi or some access to an internet feed. And so those are things that you do need. I would say start with an expendable amount of income that you're okay with not getting back if you accidentally make a mistake. And so I would not recommend taking out a loan to start this business because it's just going to add extra stress. And when you're in the beginning, you make mistakes, you lose money on some things, you make money on some things. Generally, sometimes the first few months that we did this, we kind of broke even for a little while, and then we started to actually get smarter and grow our business. And of course, you guys are doing a lot of the research on YouTube, and so that helps to kind of curb that so that you're ahead of the curve on those things because you're much more knowledgeable than even when I started. YouTube wasn't as big of a thing. People didn't do unboxings. People didn't give advice on reselling like this. And so that helps. And so if you have maybe, a couple $100 to start with, I would definitely suggest opening up a separate checking account for your business so you're not accidentally pulling money out of your personal checking account to run this business, because you don't want to be taking money away from your family doing this business. There's plenty of people that do reselling and literally make no money because they're not tracking their inventory and income levels. And so make sure that you have a separate checking account. You don't need an LLC. I currently don't even have an LLC. I'm looking into maybe possibly getting one, but I just opened a business sole proprietor checking account. That's all I did. It's something very, very simple. And I think it has a minimum balance of like $100. So you don't even need a lot of money to do that. And so those are some things to start with. Just start small. I started initially sending Amazon stuff in using just the 30-sheet Avery labels you buy from Walmart. We have some questions. Yeah.
Let's see. Pamela Berry says, I just made a sale on eBay while watching you.
Woohoo! Don't you love that little cha-ching on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it still does it, but it makes a little money sound.
Always Right says, I want to start selling candy. What's your do's and don'ts of doing it? I want to buy candy from the candy warehouse.
Okay, so if you want to start selling candy, just be aware that if you sell it on Amazon, you can't send in anything meltable in the summer months. And so probably from about April to September, you cannot send in some gummy items, no chocolate at all, things like that. Watch your expiration dates. You have to be within 120 days of the expiration date before it's got to be, the expiration date needs to be 120 days out or further for you to even send it into the warehouse. And so those are kind of my watch those things as far as selling candy.
Melting is always an issue, so you have to kind of think that through.
If you're going to ship it, make sure it doesn't melt in shipping, things like that.
Also on eBay, make sure it's international. You'll pick up people in Australia that used to be in the States or in Europe that can't get Snickers or Kit Kat, or something random like that.
They also on eBay have the global shipping program where you actually you're only mailing it stateside and then it goes global from there, and they pay on the other end, and then you never have to look at that. So
For Real Girl 42 says, I just signed up for my Amazon seller account and I got approved.
Yay!
Late Blooming Entrepreneur says, great channel. I'm currently working out of my spare bedroom with a black and white laser printer and my phone as a camera.
Perfect. That's exactly how I started. I started with 200 square feet, and now I'm in 720 square feet, and it's my own entity. and I love it.
4RealGo42 says, I don't have a credit card, but Amazon rep said they will take my debit card as long as it's linked to an actual bank account. I am getting ready for the holidays.
Yes, yes.
Always Right says, how can you trust people when selling candy and items? What would be a great website to sell it on besides Amazon, or should I make a stand and sell it outside my house? Laugh out loud, I'm lost.
You know what? If you make a stand and sell it outside of your house, I want a photo of that. You need to email it to hookedonpickin.com.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing, and I will literally put it in one of my videos. If you send me that picture, I will put it on one of my videos and be like, look how awesome this guy is.
I might even buy candy.
I might even, yeah.
I
we'll
love
buy some
candy.
if you take a picture of that. All right, who is this again?
It's Always Right.
Always right.
Always
well,
right.
he's always right. I have sold candy really well on eBay. That's been an avenue I've done well with candy. And then Amazon is the other avenue that I sell candy the best on.
Okay, let's see. Kelly BP says, hit the thumbs up because the thumbs down is broken. Okay.
All right.
Homer says, I don't know. That's in Spanish, I think. Sorry, Homer. Janae says, hi, I was wondering what you would say is a good amount to sell out of, like 200 items. And also, how long should I keep things listed before giving up on an item?
Okay, on our Poshmark store, we try to stay under 600 items on our Poshmark store just simply because sharing becomes a little bit overwhelming over 600 items. When my husband and I share together, it takes us about 30 minutes to share all the 600 items. And so generally when we start to get close to, like I have nicer stuff now, then I just go to my listings, go to the oldest listings and start unlisting those. And so then we just donate them a lot of times. And so that's an option. How long do you keep things? Generally, if it's been there in the Amazon warehouse, if it's been there longer than 6 months, I have it automatically shipped back to me, because anything you keep in the Amazon warehouse longer than 6 months, you pay extra storage fees on top of the original storage. It's called long-term storage fees. And so I have my Amazon account set up for automatically returning 6-month items. And then once it comes back to me, I'll either list it on eBay where it doesn't cost me anything to storage, or I donate it. And so that would be kind of my 6 months would be my mark. Clothing is a little different because it's seasonal. But, you know, like I said with Poshmark, I just try to stay under 600 items just so it doesn't get out of hand. And also finding and storing that many items is a little overwhelming as well.
Very good. Midwest Mama Adventures says, do you sell books on Amazon?
Yes, actually, I for a long time sold books really, really well. I haven't recently. Anytime I make a run to the Goodwill outlet, I do super well. The ROI, which is return on investment, is amazing when I find books at the Goodwill outlet, because I'm buying them for like 15 cents per 1 inch of the binding. And so it's how thick the book is. And I'm literally paying like 50 to 60 cents for a book, and then flipping it usually for $10 to $50 for the most part. So yeah, I do really, really well.
Yeah. Pamela Berry says, my inventory is taking over my living room and office.
I know the feeling. That's why I built this building. So I would definitely like give yourself limitations so you don't take over the entire house. And that was my reason for building the building, is because I refused to put limitations on how much I would list.
Always Right says, okay, great. I will let you know once I make the candy stand.
Perfect.
That's absolutely awesome. Heather will endorse your candy stand.
I will endorse your candy stand and tell everyone to go.
For a small fee of Kit Kats for life. No, I don't know.
No, he wants the
I want the Kit Kats. Jennifer R. says, Homer says, cheers from Visalia. Okay, thank you. Well, cheers,
Thanks for
Homer.
translating that
Thank
for
you.
us.
Let's see. Homer Rose was saying in Spanish, greetings. Okay. Great. Jeanette Nancy Scott says, how much is your fee for helping us with our business? For the consultation, I guess?
Oh, yeah. Consultation calls are $35 for 30 minutes and then $60 for an hour. And so check out hookedonpickin.com. You can just purchase one there, and then I shoot you an email. We set up a time, and then I call you.
Very good. Jenny says, you're very helpful. Thank you. Joanna B says, I just came on but want to ask how to start. I have one pair of shoes that I've seen sold up to $40. I look at them and freeze, laugh a lot. I also buy old jewelry from Goodwill. Most of it is not gold.
Okay, awesome. What I would suggest for you, if you don't want to incur a lot of front end costs, go ahead and start selling on Poshmark because you don't have any fees until the item sells. And when you list it, it shows you how much your fees are going to be, and you can list directly from your phone. You do have to ship it once it sells, and you have to ship it, I think, within 3 days. They really fuss it if you go past 5. So try to ship it within 3 days. I try to do every 2 days. I ship Poshmark now. And so I would suggest doing that. And so just start there. You can sell your jewelry and your shoes on Poshmark. If you don't want to deal with the sharing of Poshmark, because you do have to gain followers on Poshmark and share, you can sell it on eBay. And that also incurs less fees as well.
Always Right says, okay, thank you, heart, heart, heart. That's so nice. Nothing about Kit Kats, though. I didn't see that Always Right. I'm a little bummed. No, that's okay. Trying to con people out of Kit Kats. It would be a glorious world. Moving on.
If you want to make my husband happy, just start randomly
Send
mailing.
me a box of Kit Kats.
Just send him a box of Kit Kats. And if you send him a box of Kit Kats, I will announce who it's from on my channel.
There's another reason why I'm not on camera quite often. I'm 245 pounds because I like Kit Kats. Let's see. Cindy Quinn says, we are new to reselling on eBay. I do not understand the sharing on Poshmark. Can you explain?
Sure. Poshmark basically is set up where it's similar to eBay in the listing process, where you have a closet. In eBay, you have a store, and you just take a photo, you put your list, all the information in, just like you would on eBay. The nice thing about Poshmark is you don't have any front end fees. Like eBay, it costs you to actually put the listing out there. Poshmark, it does not cost you until you actually sell it. Also, you don't have to be concerned about shipping at all with Poshmark because Poshmark sends everything priority mail, and you don't have to pay any extra unless like you get a bundle that weighs more than 5 pounds. And so Poshmark, the sharing is, once you have your closet, when you share an item, there's this little kind of box with arrows. You click that, and then you share it to whoever is following you. And then you actually, what happens to their news feed is your item then gets popped to the top of their news feed. So when they open up their news feed, you're one of the most recent things shared, and so it shows up, and then you're more apt to sell it. If you don't share for 2 or 3 days, your stuff is literally going to be in the cellar. It's going to be in the basement of the home feed unless they put the actual title in or find it a different way. They're not going to buy your item. And so sharing pretty much just always puts your item at the top of your followers' news feeds. So
very good. Let's see.
And so I usually share about 3 times a day, my whole closet. And then they run parties as well on Poshmark. So like if they're having a Levi's party, I share all my Levi's ones to that. If they're having like a children's clothing party, I share all my kids' clothing, men's shoes. You know, they have topics. And then usually in the evening, they have a anything goes party. And I just share everything to the anything goes party.
Joanna Bay says, thank you. I never thought of Poshmark. Yep, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Always Right says, I'll be buying all types of candy and send it to you from Chicago.
Awesome.
I will eat it all. Always Right. I will not let Heather have one piece. No, I won't
Don't worry. I'll get a piece. We'll have to fight for the candy.
That's right. Layla says, hi. Kelly BP Fam says, you guys look great in your weight loss. What are you doing to lose weight?
Stop stuffing my face with Kit Kats. Actually, we just changed our nutrition, and we have lost some weight.
Right. Heather's lost more than I have because of my Kit Kat addiction. Layla says, what program do you use to keep track of taxes?
Good question. So I track a lot of my income just via like Excel spreadsheet. I use Microsoft Money as well. And then just make sure every time you spend money for the business that you have a receipt or a record of it. It could be something as simple as the record on your bank account, but just make sure you track all of that and specify this was for supplies, this was for inventory, all of that kind of stuff. Because you do get a 1099-K from Amazon, eBay, Poshmark, all of those things. And they give you the sales number. not how much you made. They do not take into consideration how much you paid to purchase the product to resell. And so you need to have that number in hand, because there was one year I think I got one that said I made over $100,000. Well, that was $100,000 in sales. And then once I took off all my products, then it literally said then I made like 20,000 or whatever. So make sure that you keep track of all of your expenditures for the business.
Cindy Quinn says, how do you decide who to follow? I assume that's on Poshmark.
Generally, if they come on and share one of my items, I follow them. And it's usually Poshmark etiquette that if someone shares your item, you go on and you share something else too. So that's something I do as well, is make sure you return sharing, and then it just kind of builds your customer base.
Yep. Layla says, I love Poshmark because it makes things so easy to understand for me.
Yes, it's very simple to list, very easy to list. They even give you some photo filters for that initial listing as well. So it's very, very simple.
Zookeeper 15133 says, hi, Heather and Paul. Well, hi, Zookeeper.
Hey.
Are you a real zookeeper? David says,
if so, what's your favorite animal?
Yeah, we're pretty close to the St. Louis Zoo, which is a phenomenal zoo.
It's a free zoo, believe it or not. It's free.
Oh, they get you, though.
Oh,
they get
parking.
you in there. You bring your kids in there, they get you.
Oh, yeah.
You got to buy all kinds of
I got
stuff.
to ride the train. I got to ride the carousel.
David says, just got on here. When you share on Posh, does it automatically drop the price? Love your show.
No. When you share on Posh, all you're doing is making your listing much more visible to all of your followers. When somebody hearts an item or likes an item, it'll be a little red heart in your news feed. Make sure you track your news feed. You can actually click on that and offer them a shipping discount, a percentage off. And a lot of times I do that to just make the sale. You know, I'll drop it by $2 because they actually liked my item, and then I'll in turn sell it faster by doing that. So if you're just starting on Poshmark, make sure you watch your news feed, and anybody who likes your item, you can offer them a shipping discount or a percentage off discount. And then the other thing too is you also can follow your news feed to find out who followed you and who shared your item, so you can go then return that action, follow them, and then share their items, an item from their closet as well.
Wallace says, where's the best place to sell all the items you buy from Bulq boxes and cases?
My number one is Amazon, just because you can't beat the customer traffic that you get on Amazon. And so if I can sell it on Amazon, even if it's for a few dollars less than a different platform, I always sell it on Amazon, just because it's going to sell like that in comparison to other platforms. I talk a lot about Poshmark, but even if I have clothing and it's listed on Amazon, I send it to Amazon before I sell it on Poshmark. And then my second kind of happy platform is Poshmark, simply because I have gotten into selling a lot more clothing and accessories, and now they opened up household goods just recently. And then
don't forget hookedonpickin.com.
Oh yes, I'm the worst. So I'm terrible.
The big sign that's behind you. Don't forget.
I sell stuff on hookedonpickin.com. Yes. So okay. I do sell, actually, I sell a lot more things on hookedonpickin.com than I do Poshmark and other platforms, simply because I literally get like 2% fees instead of 20 to 30 like all the other platforms. I'm the worst.
No, you're not. You're the best, baby. You're the best.
All right, and then my last is usually eBay, just because it's a little bit more complicated. You got to do calculated shipping, and there's not as much traffic as there was back in the day. And then I also do sell on Facebook Marketplace for anything that I really don't want to ship.
It's a good question from Layla here. She says, have you ever had to file mail fraud for someone returning an item not in the condition you sent it?
Ooh, I've had that occur. And I basically, that was on eBay, where literally they sent back something and I'm like, this isn't even the same item. And the bonus with eBay is because you take your own picture, you can take the picture of what you got returned, and it was dramatically a different item. And so I was able to actually submit both of those, my listing picture and then that picture, and send it to eBay, and I think I ended up getting a refund on that. So the only time I ever had that happen was on eBay. I've never had to do the mail fraud thing though. I have had packages get lost, and sometimes it's just a loss.
Layla says, why did you call your business Hooked on Picking?
My last name is Hooks, and it was a fun name.
That's right. We like to pick. It's fun.
Yeah.
And
I was addicted to American Pickers, and so at the time that I came up with the name, so Hooked on Pickin'. There you go.
Yeah. LM Ebert says, I'm not a reseller, but love your videos and your message. Very kind, straightforward, and fun to watch.
Awesome. Thanks.
Kelly just give you a big red heart.
Awesome. Hey, how many thumbs up are we at?
28.
28 thumbs up. Let's see if we can make it to 35.
You just said woot woot.
I know, woot woot.
She just dated herself right there.
I just did the 90s, raise the roof, woot woot.
Could be praise hands now. Could be praise hands.
Praise hands.
Could be praise hands. A little different, but
hey,
kind of similar.
Hey, they have an emoji for praise hands now.
That's ridiculous. I don't know about emojis. Cindy Quinn says, I don't know why you don't have 1 million subscribers. You're so wise, and with your experience you share, so very helpful to us starting out. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Share it with all your millions of friends. If you just share my videos to all your millions of friends, I'll have 1 million subscribers.
That's right. Hey, we just got 36,000.
Yeah, we just cleared 36,000.
Just crossed 36,000. For Real Girl 42. Laugh aloud. You were forgetting your own website. Laugh out loud. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Kel Bellarms says, I'm not a reseller. I just enjoy your videos. Thanks for the entertainment.
Awesome.
Zookeeper 15133 says, I got the name 20 years ago when I had 2 teenagers and my house was their friends' favorite place to hang out.
So your teenagers were the animals?
Yeah, that is so cool. I also had a wide variety of unusual pets. That is really cool. Yes. That is cool. I could see that.
But your biggest animals were the teenagers.
If your house is the zoo, you're the zookeeper. It makes sense. What does Dad say? My dad has a saying that, what is it? These are my monkeys and this is my zoo, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, goofy Dad. LM Ebert says, if someone returns to Amazon, do you take the hit?
Yeah, they pretty much just take the money out of my built up disbursement that I had going on. So yeah, all returns for Amazon actually do come back. Usually they get sent back to me. A lot of times, I'd say 50% of the time, there's nothing wrong with the item, because if you buy on Amazon and you want to return an item, if you click the button, I don't want this, you have to pay to ship it back. If you click the button, it's broken, you don't have to pay to ship it back. So there's a lot of times that and if it's dubbed broken, Amazon automatically returns it to me. And I would say 50% of the time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the item. I ended up just relisting it and sending it back in because it's still brand new in packaging, never even been disrupted. It's just they bought it and had buyer's remorse is what happens.
Layla says, do you fight over what to buy? Like if hubby wants to buy something and you don't agree, or if you want to buy something and you don't agree. Layla, we never fight. We never fight, Layla.
He's a big liar. Yeah, generally, I remember if you watch our How We Started video that I put out last Thursday with him and I, we actually talk about the first time that I went retail arbitrage shopping with him for things to pick, and I just about gave him a heart attack because he used to go to the store and be like, man, I got a huge haul. I spent $150. Well, the first time I went retail arbitraging with him, I spent just shy of $1,000, and he about had a heart attack, but we flipped that into 3 times the money. We ended up with about $3,000 after all of those items sold, and so he doesn't second guess me anymore.
That's right. Never second guess your wife. Wallace says, I need one place to sell everything. That's why I asked. That is a tough call.
Yeah, it's really hard. In the reseller world, if you don't sell on multiple platforms, you're probably not going to get 100% your money back and making a profit. Because a lot of times you can break even selling maybe all what you can on Amazon, and then your profit actually comes from selling on Poshmark or eBay or your own website or Facebook Marketplace. So you really have to kind of branch out. But I would say about 60% of my items I do ship into Amazon, and then the rest I sell on different platforms. So you can prioritize one platform over the other if that's what you want to do. eBay, you can sell everything on eBay. Getting the prices you want, I don't know. You may have better profit margins on a different platform, but eBay will take, if you want to sell your belly button lint, you can do that on eBay. I mean, literally the weirdest things in the world you can sell on eBay. So if you do want to just deal with one platform only, eBay would be the one that I would say you can sell on.
Very good. Layla says, did you get a business number or do you file under your social security number?
I'm just a sole proprietor, so yeah.
Social Security number.
Social Security number.
Sass Girl says, I just binge watched a whole bunch of your videos this week. Great.
Awesome.
Love them all the way from Montreal.
Awesome.
Very
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, if you watch some of my older ones, I look a smidge different.
Yeah.
So
Still looks beautiful, though. Evangelist Grizzle, I think I'm saying that right.
Nice.
Says, do you ever run across any of electronics like the Cricut cutters?
I do run across electronics. I haven't gotten Cricut cutters. But I know a lot of people who love them that have them. But as far as, I try to stray away from electronics just because I'm not super knowledgeable about it, and I buy a lot of liquidation that may be damaged. Like there have been ones that I thought, man, if I could fix tablets, this would be an awesome box to buy. And I've got a friend who does fix tablets. Trying to find the time for him to be able to do that would be the hardest thing because he works a government job. So I had thought if I had the knowledge, man, I could make bank. But I just don't have the knowledge when it comes to that kind of technology. And so I stick with what I know.
Yep. Layla laughs. She's laughing at us. Okay. 4RealGirl42 says, oh, I wanted to say thank you for doing the Amazon shipping video of how to ship products to Amazon. You're the best because I learned from you what I needed to do. Great.
Perfect.
Kelly says, any thoughts on just getting started on reselling and using YouTube as a platform? How do you build your audience and fan base? How long have you been doing this full time? Love your show.
Okay, so I have been doing it. I started the channel 3 years ago. I wouldn't say that I did it full time. We just started because everybody at the time was doing those little mystery box unboxings. And we thought, well, I got a bigger box than that, the big cases. At the time, I was only buying cases from Bulq. And so I was like, I bet people will be interested in this because we were, watching shows like Storage Wars and American Pickers, and that was all real popular. And so we thought, well, maybe people will be interested in this. And so we started unboxing, really found that people loved it, got a lot of comments. I love the interaction with the people who view my videos. And so I just kept doing it, finding that I have a good following. And then I started getting a lot of inquiries on how to, how do you do this, how do you do that, and that's kind of how the channel grew. But I would say definitely the interest is more in what do I find in the boxes. And so I'm going to continue to buy the boxes because I make my money on the reselling. And so it's just an added bonus that I get to kind of interact with you guys on what I find. It makes the reselling job less boring for me. Yeah,
I think Heather's a social butterfly.
I am.
So she needs that social, needs to be talking to people. Sitting at a computer all day isn't Heather.
Yeah.
So
I still do sit at a computer all day, but at least you guys talk to me.
Yes. I do talk to her. I talk to her.
Yeah, he does. We talk every night, which is why I never go to bed until like 1 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Pamela Berry says, how long does it take to get my money from sales on Amazon? I want to start on Amazon, but concerned about paying the fees and not getting it fast enough to replenish.
Okay, so on Amazon, when you first initially start, basically you have like a disbursement box or like an Amazon account, basically you keep on your seller account. And you attach it to your bank account, but they never take anything from your bank account. They take all the fees out of your actual Amazon disbursement account. You will not receive your first disbursement, I think, until it's above $100.
I think that's right.
And then you receive it every 2 weeks after that, as long as your account is, your dollar amount is above $100. Anytime you have a fee, such as I just shipped about 200 items into Amazon and I had to pay for shipping, that comes off that amount. And so like if it's right after I get a disbursement and my disbursement's at 0 and then I go to ship something, it will literally show negative balance for a while. And then I just keep selling things and then it'll go positive or else. So they don't take money out of your account. I mean, you still have to pay your subscription fee, but they don't take money out of your account when you do the shipping and pay the fees. They take it right off that disbursement that they eventually give you once you hit a positive balance over $100. So hopefully that answered the question.
Kelly BP Fam says, I enjoy picking antiques. Where do you feel is the best place to sell them? Hubby said start at $150 since I'm starting up again. Oh.
Oh, okay, to start with your money. Where would be the best place for antiques? I would say flea markets are great. eBay.
Maybe,
yeah. If you're looking for a shipping platform, like an online platform, eBay is going to be your antiquing. Sometimes you can find some old books and old antiques on Amazon.
Yeah, it's rarer on Amazon. It is.
It is, but eBay is a good one.
Yep.
Facebook Marketplace sometimes, depending on which groups you're in. If you find some antiquing Facebook Marketplace groups, that might be a good option as well, especially if it's an item you don't want to ship or it might be breaking and shipping, things like that.
Layla's just saying eBay feels so slow right now to her.
Yeah, I agree.
Layla says, what made you want to jump into reselling?
I needed money for diapers. Yep. So if you go back and watch the beginning of this video, I did actually address why did we start.
And our couple video about the business. That would give you everything.
Yeah, we talked totally why
Let's
we started.
see, Wallace just saying thanks. Layla says, how do you handle worldwide shipping? I'm afraid of it.
Okay, so on eBay, I can ship direct internationally. It's really, really easy. The first time I shipped internationally, I had no idea what I was doing. So I actually have a video how to ship internationally on eBay. So check out my channel under the how-to section. It should be there. If not, send me an email at hookedonpickin@gmail.com or hookedonpickin.com, and I will link that video to you. And then the other option is if you ship on eBay, they have a worldwide shipping or a global shipping program where you actually ship it stateside and then they ship it internationally for you. So you're sending it to like a hub. I think from me, I always end up sending it to Kansas City and then it goes international from there. And that way you don't have to be worried if it doesn't show up. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do and you really open up the market when you do that.
Layla says, did Bulq give you a discount for sharing them?
No.
No.
No, sure didn't.
No. Zookeeper one.
They should though.
They should. Yes. Zookeeper 15133 says. Evangelist Crystal says, I got a case with 7 Fitbits. I was so excited. Only one worked.
Yep. That's pretty standard. When you get the Fitbits from Bulq, you can sell like the bands for parts. Or you can sell them on eBay
If you could
parts.
fix the Fitbits, that'd be awesome.
Oh, I know, because you can get a ton of them. But yeah, almost 95% of the Fitbits or the kind of activity trackers that you get don't work from Bulq. Unless it's in a brand new case.
Right.
Yeah.
Pamela Berry says, thank you. Yes, you helped answer a question. Kelbell Lorm says, how expensive are shipping supplies?
Not much. I buy most of my shipping supplies off of eBay and Amazon, to be honest, because that's cheaper than even going to like a Walmart to buy them. Except for the boxes. I buy the boxes from Walmart from the shipping, like the office supply section. They have shipping moving boxes that I buy from Walmart. But a lot of the boxes I use are just ones that I get from Amazon. I reuse a lot of boxes. And then pretty much tape is one of my biggest expenses. And then I buy bubble wrap, and then I'm a big fan of this brown paper because it generally doesn't add any weight when you're padding the boxes like other things do, and it's cheaper than those little air puff things that you can put in there, and it's less messy than the peanuts.
Absolutely. Evangelist Gristle says, do you buy shelf pull stuff from megastores like Walgreens, Walmart, and do you have to have a tax number to get them items?
I don't buy direct from those stores, but I do buy from liquidators that get them direct from those stores. So yes, I buy a lot of shelf pulls.
And no, she doesn't have a tax number.
No, I don't.
For that. Janine F says, laugh aloud, yes, Bulq should give you a discount. Yes, they should.
Yes, they should.
If Bulq is listening, they should. Moving on. Doc says, do you list the same products on Amazon and Poshmark and just fulfill yourself? Okay,
so I've had this question often, and I actually addressed this question on a consultation phone call I just did with a lady. It's called cross-posting, where you list on one platform and list on another platform at the same time. Now, Amazon, anything I list on Amazon, I generally don't do that with because I send it to the warehouse, so I don't have hands on it, so I don't do that. But like I used to list on Poshmark and eBay at the same time, and I got myself into trouble not tracking which inventory was cross-posted. So I would still have it listed on one of the platforms when it sold on another. And so I do not do that anymore just because I've got so much for sale that I lose track of it. I mean, you can do that if you've only got a few things to track. Just be very, very aware of it. Maybe have one shelf in your house that you know, okay, everything on this shelf is double listed, and then list the platforms you have on it so that if you do sell something, you can immediately unlist it on something else. But I always have that fear that somebody's going to buy the exact same item on both platforms at the same time. And so that's why I don't cross-post anymore.
Layla says, when you do global shipping program, how do you handle shipping prices?
It's just stateside shipping prices, and I usually do calculated shipping on it.
Jennifer R. says...
when I ship also direct internationally, I do calculated shipping as well.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I'm flashing a low battery. We're going to have to wrap it up here soon.
Yep.
Jennifer R. says, Kelly BP, fam, if you love antiques, do your research, look for markings, names, and maybe try taking a photo of item on eBay to search. Hope that helps. A lot of resellers sell on eBay.
Yes.
Wallace says, I have to go. Talk to you guys when you're live again.
All right, perfect.
Evangelist Crystal says, do you have any plans of doing any live auctions? Like we did before?
Oh, yeah, fire sales. I probably will do one maybe next week. I'm also going to be putting together a Poshmark reseller guide for you guys for brands and what sells really great. And then don't forget, I do have a reseller program on hookedonpickin.com, so check that out. And if you do want my help, go ahead and sign up for a consultation phone call. I would love to chat with you and be able to help you directly on your specific questions.
Jenny says, will you show us your packing station? When we get it cleaned up, we probably will.
It's kind of a hot mess
but
right
if you
now.
can see over there, that's
yeah.
normally where we pack.
We pack here, we've got boxes here, boxes underneath, and then we just tape and pack, and out the door it goes. And then I keep totes. When I schedule a pickup, I always put everything in a plastic tote in case it rains overnight, so then my stuff doesn't get wet.
Kelly BP Fam says, Jennifer R., I love antiques and know it really well via my mom is a history nut. Thanks for the info. Doc Obvious says, where do you make more on intimates, Posh or Amazon?
Poshmark, probably. I do sell some on Amazon simply because it's going to move faster, but I sell the majority of them on Poshmark.
Right. Okay, we're done with questions.
All right.
Probably need to wrap it up here.
Awesome, yes. So I'm so thankful that I got my internet to work better. And just be aware that I've got some things in the works coming up. I've got a 1 o'clock Poshmark video coming out on what happened after my vacation and how did that affect my sales. So check that out today. And then if you want to know how to list with using Inventory Lab, if that's a platform or a subscription service you were looking into possibly using, this is not endorsed by Inventory Lab. This is just a question I had from a lot of you guys as viewers. I am doing a video tomorrow on how to list on Inventory Lab, and I screen share and everything and show you exactly how I do it. So hopefully those are helpful. Got some unboxings coming up in the future. I've got one from Honcho Wholesale, which is a new liquidator that you haven't seen a lot from, formerly known as Smash Lots, and so check that out. And then I've also got lots of pallets coming my way. So hopefully it's been helpful, and I love you guys, and thanks so much for all of the thumbs up. And if you want to become a patron, go ahead and jump on and get some exclusive behind the scenes content from me. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins.